He's been seen on CNBC, the Fox News Channel, and the Fox Business Channel. His articles can be found on MarketWatch, Seeking Alpha, TheStreet.com, and many other places. He's the author of the weekly Best Stocks Now newsletter and the inventor of the Best Stocks Now app. He's president of Gunderson Capital Management. Here is professional money manager, Bill Gunderson.
And welcome to the Monday morning, the January 6th live edition of the Best Stocks Now radio hour with professional money manager Bill Gunderson, president of Gunderson Capital Management, from a sunny, little chilly Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Well, I'm just going to say that the sell-off in the market is pretty mild, considering all of the job owning and just threats and back and forth going on between us and Iran. Right now, the Dow is down 133 points, 28,501. The S&P is down 9 points, and that puts the S&P 500 at 3,225. Those are still some pretty dang lofty numbers there on that S&P 500. The NASDAQ down 0.25%. That's all so far, down 24 points. It has lost that 9,000 level. Maybe 9,000 is acting as resistance here. But we do have geopolitical events that kind of throw traditional technical analysis out the window. The NASDAQ is at 8,996. The Russell 2000 is down 14 points. It's selling off the most from a percentage basis, down 0.9% at 1646. Everybody's waiting to hear, where's gold? Where's gold? It's up $22 per ounce today, 1.5%. It's at $15.74. That's the highest print in quite some time as it closes in on 1,600. And everyone's also saying, where's oil? Where's oil? Well, it's all I know is I paid 20 cents more per gallon on Saturday than I have been paying. Crude oil is up 45 cents to $63.50. And lastly, where's the bond market? There's got to be a rally in the bond market, no? Yes, there is. Just a mild one. We're down 2 basis points to 1.77. So welcome to the Best Stocks Now radio hour with professional money manager Bill Gunderson, president of Gunderson Capital Management. Man, we have had an overwhelming response to Bill's New Year's offer of 2 free weeks of my live trading, the client newsletter with the portfolios, and full access to the app. I hope you're enjoying it while you can. And that offer is still available if you would like to try out my live trading service, wherein I have those portfolios, different portfolios. And anytime I make a change in any one of those portfolios, which I did last week, the beginning of the year is always a time to do a little bit of reshuffling. I wanted to wait on a few stocks to get those long-term capital gains, which I did. And then I either lowered my positions in them or I sold them outright and replaced them. And many times I sold expensive stocks and replaced them with what I feel are cheaper stocks. So we're having a lot of fun here so far. The beginning of a new year. The market had that enormous day on January the 1st. And then on January the 2nd, we woke up to the news of the taking out of pretty much the number 2 guy over there in Iran. And, the only thing I can think of here, greed, fear, fear, greed, greed, fear, greed, fear, greed, fear, fear. That's how it works. The market vacillates back and forth like a pendulum between greed and fear. On January 1st, you saw the ultimate, right, in greed. The market turning towards greed, buying with both hands, just gleeful, giddy type gleeful type buying. And then, of course, the next day it suddenly turned to fear. And right now we're kind of still leaning towards that fear. We really don't know what the retaliation against us will be. All right, well, let's see. We've got President Trump over the weekend saying that he has 52 targets all lined up, ready to go to annihilate them if Iran continues to do anything. So we'll see where that goes. We had biggest one-day loss since early December on Friday in the wake of the U.S. airstrike that killed Iran's top military commander. Now, just think over the last 11 years here in this bull market, we've seen a lot of things happen. And every single time the market has gone on to make new highs. I don't see this being the big event that brings an end, a halt to the bull market. But I guess it depends a lot on where it goes from here. But so far, it's done very little damage other than to the sentiment of the market, taking us from gleeful greed on the first day of the year to fearsome fear the very next day. And, of course, the global markets, they get a little bit nervous when a couple of big world powers are in a standoff. Japan down 1.9% overnight. Hong Kong down 0.8%. India down almost 2%. London down 1%. Paris down 1.3%. Frankfurt down 1.4% overnight. Speaking to reporters on Air Force One, the president threatened major retaliation against Iran if they do anything. And, of course, Iraq has requested that U.S. troops leave its soil. And Trump says, well, then you can pay us for all the airports that we built for you. So it goes on and on, the rhetoric back and forth. The defense stocks naturally had a huge day on Friday. I own two of them. But stocks like Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, General Dynamics, Raytheon, Honeywell, United Technologies, they all had very good days. There's some pretty good stocks still in that sector. That's the aerospace sector. Now, for all of you who are using my app now, here's a quick lesson on the app. Go to the front page of the app, the main menu, click on stocks, click on sectors actually. Scroll down to the aerospace sector and click on it, and it will list the stocks within the aerospace sector in their order of ranking. Okay, this is very, very powerful to be able to go within a sector and find the leading stocks within that sector. So if you're wanting to at least explore adding a defense stock to your portfolio, that's where you find the rankings. And, of course, you can do that on any sector. Furthermore, you can go to the sector overall rankings. There's 66 sectors in the market. 66 sectors in the market. And those are ranked every single day. And you can also see what are the top ranked sectors, and then click on the sector, and you'll see the best stocks within that sector. Very nice way of top-down analysis. Now, I'm on the side of this particular analyst out there. This comes from Oppenheimer Asset Management, John Stoltzfus. He says Friday's market reaction to the killing of Qasem Soleimani was not overly dramatic. And it's not, again today, it's a very mild sell-off, according to Oppenheimer Asset Management, John Stoltzfus. In fact, we'd say it's measured, and I would say that again today. The reaction to all of this by the market so far is very measured. He goes on to say, and I agree with this so far, unless things change, we'll gradually get back to where we were before the trade war began in March of 2018 at some point as things continue to get better. We get some ink on the phase one, hopefully by January 15th. That's the date that's been set. After which the market will see a turning point in U.S. manufacturing data. Doubling down on his outlook, Stoltzfus expects the S&P 500 to hit 3,500 by year-end, implying an 8% gain from current levels and ranking his outlook highest on the street. Well, I published my target price over the next 3 to 6 months on the S&P 500 and over the next 6 to 12 months on the S&P 500. I've been doing that now for the last 11 years, and I've been right for the last 11 years. You might want to take a look at my newsletter last Friday that I sent out Saturday morning. Go to the macro outlook, which hundreds of people now have, maybe for the first time, and you can see the macro outlook. So when you're talking about top-down investing, it begins with the market. The market is at the top. And then you whittle your way down into the asset classes, into the indexes, into the sectors, and down to the individual stocks. Oppenheimer, 3,500 target price by year end. You can see my target price in my newsletter by going to GundersonCapital.com and click on the newsletter page. This is Bill Gunderson. We'll be right back.
Are you a die-hard do-it-yourself investor? Bill Gunderson makes the tools that he developed to professionally manage money available to you. I invented the Best Stocks Now app, which gives you relative performance, valuations where possible, and my proprietary ranking on almost 5,000 stocks, mutual funds, and ETFs. The cost is $9.99 per month. And if you want to see all my live trades in all 4 portfolios, you can subscribe for $89 per month. Visit my website at GundersonCapital.com. That's GundersonCapital.com.
This is Paul Carlson, co-portfolio manager at Gunderson Capital Management. I am excited to join Bill and the rest of the team here at Gunderson Capital Management as I bring more than 30 years' experience in the investment industry with a focus on bonds and fixed income. I look forward to helping clients that are in or near retirement transition their portfolio to a more stable portfolio with higher income generation. For this purpose, we have developed a bond portfolio named Best Bonds Now, which is based from the app Best Stocks Now. To learn more, go to GundersonCapitalManagement.com. This is Paul Carlson, co-portfolio manager, here to talk about a new Safer Money portfolio that we now offer. It is a portfolio of about 10 individual bonds that come over from our Best Stocks Now list. Overall, this portfolio has a current annual yield of just over 4%, and you will get your principal back if you hold these bonds until maturity, provided the company does not default. There is also opportunity for capital appreciation on these bonds if interest rates fall or if the credit rating improves. We will be able to capitalize on these credit changes and interest rate fluctuations. This means we'll be actively managing this individual bond portfolio along the way and be looking to take profits if the opportunity presents itself. The management fees on this new portfolio are low, and so is the volatility. Looking for professionally managed safe money that offers liquidity and no commissions to get in? Then you've come to the right place. Give us a call at 855-611-BEST or visit our website at GundersonCapital.com.
There's a child sitting on a hard metal chair, clutching tightly to the trash bag that holds everything she owns. She's there because her father abuses her, and her mother doesn't care. There are people all around her, but she's never been more alone. A social worker tells her not to worry, that they'll find a place for her soon, as she dials yet another number, this time to a group home, and then a shelter, and then a temporary housing facility. If she called you, would you make a place for this child? The Bear Foundation is a Christian foster care ministry, and our homes and families are made up of people just like you who, when called, answered yes. This is your call. Right now, there's a child or teen who's wondering, where am I going to live? Who will take care of me? You have the answer. Call the Bear Foundation today. For more information about Christian foster care, call 1-866-265-2476, 866-265-2476, or visit christianfostercare.org.
My name is Barry Kite, and as the newest member of the Gunderson Capital Management team, I wanted to introduce myself. As a seasoned financial planning practitioner and chartered financial analyst, I joined Gunderson Capital to assist clients with complex financial planning needs and portfolio construction strategy. Over the last 20 years, I have refined my holistic approach to planning and portfolio construction with a focus on ensuring all of your investment assets are working for you in tandem towards a common financial goal. All too often, clients have a financial advisor who is only concerned with the specific assets you have tasked them to manage, with no regard for the purpose of your other investment accounts. Our approach takes all of your investment accounts into consideration when developing your personalized portfolio strategy. Whether you're retired, quickly approaching retirement, or still in the accumulation phase, Gunderson Capital Management is here to navigate the inherent risks of the market while helping you meet your financial goals. If you hadn't had a financial review in a while, or you would like a second opinion, I encourage you to give me a call at 855-611-BEST. That's 855-611-2378.
And welcome back here to the second quarter. Just looking at our portfolios here, we're about to go positive for the day, even though the Dow right now down 124 and the NASDAQ down 12 right now. But we are very close to going positive here at Gunderson Capital Management. Well, U.S. listed ETFs. Boy, I remember when these ETFs first came out. Have they proven to be popular? Wow, they've had to put a big dent into the mutual fund industry. They brought in a record haul in 2019, did these ETFs. Brought in a total of $333 billion, the third straight year of more than $300 billion of inflows, and the second highest calendar year flow total ever. Here's the stunning part. Half of it, $155 billion, almost half, went into bond ETFs, okay? And that is driving, I worry a lot about, especially the high yield market where you've got investors chasing these bigger yields in these bonds. And, if you look through the high yield ETFs and what's in them, you can always look at the contents, right? In fine print, there's a lot of junk in there. I mean, junk. But ETFs continue to be very popular. Real estate ETFs attracted $6 billion. Technology brought in $4 billion. And right now, they're also saying that the active ETFs are now starting to beat the passive ETFs. So we'll see. That has been a big winner, those ETFs, the invention of those. Now, there's an ETF for almost everything. Okay, almost everything. All right, let's take a look here at where's crude oil, you say? Well, here's the bottom line. If this was 10 years ago, when we were more dependent on foreign oil, or 5 years ago, oil would absolutely be above $100 per barrel, says Halima Croft at RBC Capital. She says that U.S. production has blunted the impact in the market of geopolitics. The question is, how does the Iranian leadership respond? Okay, but still, I think that's pretty significant. Right now, if you look at a chart of oil, I use USO, that's an ETF, where you can invest in the spot price of oil. USO is just kind of really, it had a nice bump on Friday. Today it's up just a little bit, but, it's just right there where it's been before, around $64 per barrel. There's also BNO, which is March Brent crude. If you take a look at that chart, BNO, it's got a little bid underneath it right now. But once again, if this was 5 years ago, before we had the big boom in fracking here in the U.S., oil would be more than likely above $100 per barrel right now. All right, let's see what else we got. We got a lot going on here. I'm just taking them one at a time. Defense stocks, we talked about that. There's a couple that stand out to me. I know, for instance, Northrop Grumman had a huge day on Friday. Let's see how it's doing today. Yeah, it's following through just a little bit. No great shakes there. Okay, and Lockheed Martin LMT, how's it doing today? Yeah, it's actually down a little bit. So, I just don't think we had a similar incident when Iran attacked the Saudi Arabia oil refinery. You saw a blip in oil prices and in the oil stocks for several days, and then it abated, and it was like it never happened. And I just think that so far this is going to be a similar type of reaction. So I'm not especially looking out there right now to buy oil stocks. or defense stocks. I'm already in a couple. And so I just don't see money-making opportunities from these short-term events. Okay, we got another retaliation situation going on with France. The U.S. wants to retaliate against their new digital services tax, which is Facebook and Alphabet and those kind of companies. Well, the U.S. has warned, if you go ahead with the tax, the U.S. is threatening to impose duties of up to 100% on imports of champagne, handbags, and other French products. So you better stock up now on French champagne and handbags, because there is a tiff going on between the U.S. and France right now over that digital tax, which I was talking about last week. Frozen 2 becomes the highest grossing animated movie ever. Think about that. Think of all the animated movies that Disney has put out over the years. I got to believe that Frozen 1 was probably the biggest one until Frozen 2 came along. The highest grossing $1.32 billion. Now, that doesn't count the lunch pails, the, all of the little gadgets and things and the toys and all of the other stuff that goes along with it. What a franchise that Disney is. Boeing may tap debt markets and announce spending cuts. That could mean layoffs. I have several friends that work for Boeing here in Charleston, but I haven't talked to them recently. What is going on over there? That's all I know is I see a lot of planes lined up for delivery. None of them with U.S. names on them, though. It's all to the Middle East, it seems like, and China, etc. But they report that they may go to the debt markets. They're a little bit short on funds right now, cash. And they may also announce some spending cuts. And, of course, they've got a new CEO. Well, Tim Cook took home $125 million in 2019. Well, if you own the stock and you did rather well in Apple stock, it was the biggest winner in the S&P 500. Are you mad that Tim Cook took home that kind of money as the CEO of a company that created a lot of wealth for individuals? But his total pay fell last year. Darn it, from the year before. Still, he took home $125 million in total compensation. A lot of that is the stock itself, obviously, which had a huge, huge year. Okay, what else do we have? I got some stocks I want to feature here in the second half of the show. But right now, I would say very, very, very mild. I'm just going to check us right now. Have we gone positive? We were very close to going positive here just a few moments ago. I'm going to update it right now. Take a look and see if we've gone positive on this day where the Dow's down 120. The NASDAQ is down. We've gone positive. How about that? That must be in the best stocks now. That's all I can say. Do you want to be in the best stocks now? I'll do my best. I'm offering a free trial of 2 weeks to the whole enchilada at GundersonCapital.com. We'll be right back. This is Bill Gunderson, CEO and Chief Investment Officer at Gunderson Capital Management. During my career in the industry, I've talked with thousands of investors. Everyone has their own unique level of risk, tolerance, and objectives for their investments. On the one hand, they all know that they need either income or growth, but they have no specific plan to achieve it. That is why we have developed 4 different custom portfolios that address these issues. Having all your money in cash may be a good sleep-at-night solution, but you're losing out to the inflation termites daily. The next step up on the risk ladder would be holding an individual bond portfolio. The next rung up from that would be our dividend and growth portfolio. This portfolio is made up of high-quality stocks that pay a dividend or still growing their earnings. From there, we have our Premier and Ultra Growth portfolios. These are custom designed and meticulously managed to give you the opportunity for growth during your accumulation years. To talk to us about a custom design, you can call us at 855-611-BEST or visit our website at gundersoncapital.com.
My name is Barry Kite, and as the newest member of the Gunderson Capital Management team, I wanted to introduce myself. As a seasoned financial planning practitioner and chartered financial analyst, I joined Gunderson Capital to assist clients with complex financial planning needs and portfolio construction strategy. Over the last 20 years, I have refined my holistic approach to planning and portfolio construction with a focus on ensuring all of your investment assets are working for you in tandem towards a common financial goal. All too often, clients have a financial advisor who is only concerned with the specific assets you have tasked them to manage, with no regard for the purpose of your other investment accounts. Our approach takes all of your investment accounts into consideration when developing your personalized portfolio strategy. Whether you're retired, quickly approaching retirement, or still in the accumulation phase, Gunderson Capital Management is here to navigate the inherent risks of the market while helping you meet your financial goals. If you hadn't had a financial review in a while, or you would like a second opinion, I encourage you to give me a call at 855-611-BEST. That's 855-611-2378.
This is Paul Carlson, co-portfolio manager at Gunderson Capital Management. I am excited to join Bill and the rest of the team here at Gunderson Capital Management as I bring more than 30 years' experience in the investment industry with a focus on bonds and fixed income. I look forward to helping clients that are in or near retirement transition their portfolio to a more stable portfolio with higher income generation. For this purpose, we have developed a bond portfolio named Best Bonds Now, which is based from the app Best Stocks Now. To learn more, go to GundersonCapitalManagement.com.
Are you a die-hard do-it-yourself investor? Bill Gunderson makes the tools that he developed to professionally manage money available to you. I invented the Best Stocks Now app, which gives you relative performance, valuations where possible, and my proprietary ranking on almost 5,000 stocks, mutual funds, and ETFs. The cost is $9.99 per month. And if you want to see all my live trades in all 4 portfolios, you can subscribe for $89 per month. Visit my website at GundersonCapital.com. That's GundersonCapital.com.
This is Paul Carlson, co-portfolio manager, here to talk about a new safer money portfolio that we now offer. It is a portfolio of about 10 individual bonds that come over from our Best Stocks Now list. Overall, this portfolio has a current annual yield of just over 4%, and you will get your principal back if you hold these bonds until maturity, provided the company does not default. There is also opportunity for capital appreciation on these bonds if interest rates fall or if the credit rating improves. We will be able to capitalize on these credit changes and interest rate fluctuations. This means we'll be actively managing this individual bond portfolio along the way and be looking to take profits if the opportunity presents itself. The management fees on this new portfolio are low, and so is the volatility. Looking for professionally managed safe money that offers liquidity and no commissions to get in? Then you've come to the right place. Give us a call at 855-611-BEST or visit our website at GundersonCapital.com.
There's a child sitting on a hard metal chair, clutching tightly to the trash bag that holds everything she owns. She's there because her father abuses her, and her mother doesn't care. There are people all around her, but she's never been more alone. A social worker tells her not to worry, that they'll find a place for her soon, as she dials yet another number, this time to a group home, and then a shelter, and then a temporary housing facility. If she called you, would you make a place for this child? The Bear Foundation is a Christian foster care ministry, and our homes and families are made up of people just like you who, when called, answered yes. This is your call. Right now, there's a child or teen who's wondering, where am I going to live? Who will take care of me? You have the answer. Call the Bear Foundation today. For more information about Christian foster care, call 1-866-265-2476, 866-265-2476, or visit christianfostercare.org.
Back here to the second half of the Best Stocks Now Radio Hour. The Dow down 130. That's pretty much where it opened, and it has stayed at that level ever since. The 10-year yield is 1.79 right now. So there's no big rally going on in the bond market. There's no big move to a safe harbor, and the NASDAQ is down just 10 points right now. And as I said, we've actually gone positive here for the day. I haven't really been able to dig into the individual stocks yet. Okay, I just want to talk a little bit about the Best Stocks Now app, which now a lot of folks have access to it for a couple of weeks to try it out. I absolutely could not manage money without it. I invented it for myself. I ended up making it available to the public. We were kind of way ahead of our time, pioneers in this whole venture. My buddy Douglas Apperly and myself, and putting this app on the Apple website many, many years ago. And also then we did an Android version, but the one that most people use is the web version because it's on a big screen and everything. You don't have to look on your little phone. You go to Gunderson or beststocksnowapp.com. Okay, so the first thing I can tell you right now that if you pull up SPY is the symbol for the S&P 500, and we put that in the newsletter every single week. SPY is currently on a weak buy signal. It's a B+. Anything B+ or better is good by me. SPY has been on a buy signal for a long, long time. And you can also look up QQQ, the NASDAQ. You can also look up the Dow, DIA is the symbol I use for my proxy for the Dow. Okay, from there, you can go to the asset class rankings. Okay, the asset class rankings right now. Guess what's on top right now? And I'm not surprised by this. I have been doing quite a bit in this area recently. The emerging market index is now on top. Number one asset class. Number two is the NASDAQ, which was giddy on Monday and still wants to go higher, but there is a little bit of fear. Number three, U.S. large cap growth. The top 10 is dominated by U.S. stocks, and the large ones definitely have had a big advantage, and they still carry a big advantage. The large caps carry a big advantage into 2020, and they have been there. That big advantage has been taking place for a long time now. Small and mid-cap stocks have lagged. Okay, gold all of a sudden has burst into the top 10. It comes and goes depending on geopolitical types of things, but that's how the asset classes are ranked right now. You got to go down a ways until you find a bond ETF. There's the high yield ETF ranked at about, there's 33 asset classes that I track. The high yields are at about number 12 right now. Okay, then you go into the sectors of the market. If you click on sectors, you'll see the number one ranked sector is information technology. Well, that's a lot of the internet stocks. That's a lot of the social media stocks. A lot of the internet superhighway, etc. Semiconductor, number two sector right now out of 66. The software index, number 4. Video gaming has all of a sudden risen up. And pharmaceuticals, the drug stocks have had a big run here. And Chinese internet, also very strong right now. In fact, in the final segment of the show, instead of having a featured stock of the day, I'm going to kind of highlight 3 Chinese stocks that are down in that emerging market area that are making some noise here recently. Now, okay, so let's just go into a top sector here, and let's click on that sector and see what we get. All right, so if we go to technology and click on technology, here's some of the top ranked tech stocks. Number 1, let me get that again, sectors, technology. This is very powerful, this top-down analysis of the market. Number 1 is Fortinet, FTNT, which is a cybersecurity stock. And, of course, one of the ways that we're expecting some kind of retaliation, it could be a big cyber attack. Number 2 is Ceridian. Number 3 is STM Electronics. This is the tech sector, one of the leading sectors in the market. Number 4 is Adobe. Number 5 is Splunk. Number 6 is AMD. Man, I'm telling you, AMD has been on a tear. ASML, the big semiconductor equipment manufacturer out of the Netherlands, is number 7. IAC Interactive, that's Barry Diller's company with Match.com and all of that. A few others, DocuSign, Autodesk, Microsoft. Those are some of the leading stocks in the technology sector. Okay, now let's just take one other sector and pick it apart. Let's do the drug sector right now. Let's see what that's been a very good, very strong sector here over the last 7 months. You got a Chinese stock at the top, HCM. AstraZeneca, number 2. Galapagos, I've been watching that. That's Bristol Myers right there in the top. Eli Lilly, Immunogen, those are some of the A- types of companies. And then what I do, then I look at charts of those stocks and see what they look like. And I watch them for several days, and I look at the valuations of them. I mean, just because it's ranked at the top doesn't mean it's an automatic buy. It's just narrowed down your field considerably, your search considerably, saving you a lot of time and being able to hone in on the best stocks in the market. Now, one of the most powerful things that I do is with the app, if you click on stocks, right at the top, it says possible stocks for traders. And click on that. Daily momentum of A+. These are the strongest stocks in the market recently. That means there's something going on that all of a sudden has got everybody excited, okay, in the short term here. And they are ranked from the strongest to, down to the ones that aren't ranked as high. But still, these are the top. Today there's 329 stocks in that list. That's the first list of charts that I flip through every single day. So let's just take a look at some of the stocks here. A lot of Chinese stocks, which shouldn't surprise you. There's China Online Education, COE, Myocardia, which is a biotech stock, Sedera Therapeutics, CDTX. And I'll just tell you that a lot of times I'll see a stock in this top momentum ranked stocks, and then all of a sudden, within a week or two, not always, but quite often, something big happens. They have a drug discovery or FDA approval or clinical trial report or get bought out or something. That's why I really look at this list every day. A few others, Enphase in there, which is a solar stock. I have a little bit of exposure to Enphase. Anyways, that's a chart. That's a bunch of charts that I'll be going through. Okay, then we can go to stocks and we can let's click on large cap stocks or mega cap. Let's go to the mega cap stocks. What's the number one rank? We know that right now the bigger the better in the market. The mega caps are $100 billion or more. Number 1, Adobe. Number 2, MasterCard. Number 3, Microsoft. Number 4, Amazon. Number 5, Visa. All of a sudden, BP is number 6, an oil stock. Taiwan Semiconductor, United Healthcare. Okay, now let's go down to the aggressive. Let's go to the small cap stocks and see where the best stocks now are. So you can kind of match your risk tolerance and what you're trying to accomplish with from the app, and you can pull up the screens on these various areas. If we go to the aggressive stocks, Hutchison, China, Meditech, that's a Chinese medical stock. Fortinet, number 2. Ceridian, number 3. Stitch Fix, number 4. Splunk, number 5. And then look at the charts. I look at 1-year charts of these stocks. So that's what my day consists of in the morning and afternoon, is looking through a lot of charts, including everything I own, all these A+ ranked stocks, to see if there's anything that might get me excited. And I look at, of course, the rankings, the top 300 or so ranked on a daily basis. Man, I'm telling you, you'll get used to this app and you won't be able to do without it. It's www.beststocksnowapp.com. 2 free weeks. This is Bill Gunderson. We'll be right back.
This is Bill Gunderson, Professional Money Manager and Chief Investment Officer at Gunderson Capital Management. Many of my listeners are still in the accumulation phase of their lives. They continue to contribute to their retirement or savings accounts. Along with their contributions, they still need for their portfolios to grow. They need to be in the best asset classes for growth now. They don't have time to miss 9-year bull markets or be in the wrong places. I manage both an aggressive growth and a conservative growth portfolio for these folks. It seeks out the best growth stocks that I can find at any given point in time. These portfolios are carefully tended to by me on a daily basis. These 2 portfolios are also unconstrained. They are active, not passive. They can go anywhere in the world to find the best growth opportunities. At times, they may be in cash or have some inverse hedges if I think that the market is too expensive or the economy is headed into recession. Is your main objective still accumulation or growth? I'm on it. Contact us at GundersonCapital.com or call us at 855-611-BEST.
There's a child sitting on a hard metal chair, clutching tightly to the trash bag that holds everything she owns. She's there because her father abuses her, and her mother doesn't care. There are people all around her, but she's never been more alone. A social worker tells her not to worry, that they'll find a place for her soon, as she dials yet another number, this time to a group home, and then a shelter, and then a temporary housing facility. If she called you, would you make a place for this child? The Bear Foundation is a Christian foster care ministry, and our homes and families are made up of people just like you who, when called, answered yes. This is your call. Right now, there's a child or teen who's wondering, where am I going to live? Who will take care of me? You have the answer. Call the Bear Foundation today.
For more information about Christian foster care, call 1-866-265-2476, 866-265-2476, or visit christianfostercare.org.
This is Paul Carlson, co-portfolio manager, here to talk about a new safer money portfolio that we now offer. It is a portfolio of about 10 individual bonds that come over from our Best Stocks Now list. Overall, this portfolio has a current annual yield of just over 4%, and you will get your principal back if you hold these bonds until maturity, provided the company does not default. There is also opportunity for capital appreciation on these bonds if interest rates fall or if the credit rating improves. We will be able to capitalize on these credit changes and interest rate fluctuations. This means we'll be actively managing this individual bond portfolio along the way and be looking to take profits if the opportunity presents itself. The management fees on this new portfolio are low, and so is the volatility. Looking for professionally managed safe money that offers liquidity and no commissions to get in? Then you've come to the right place. Give us a call at 855-611-BEST or visit our website at GundersonCapital.com.
My name is Barry Kite, and as the newest member of the Gunderson Capital Management team, I wanted to introduce myself. As a seasoned financial planning practitioner and chartered financial analyst, I joined Gunderson Capital to assist clients with complex financial planning needs and portfolio construction strategy. Over the last 20 years, I have refined my holistic approach to planning and portfolio construction with a focus on ensuring all of your investment assets are working for you in tandem towards a common financial goal. All too often, clients have a financial advisor who is only concerned with the specific assets you have tasked them to manage, with no regard for the purpose of your other investment accounts. Our approach takes all of your investment accounts into consideration when developing your personalized portfolio strategy. Whether you're retired, quickly approaching retirement, or still in the accumulation phase, Gunderson Capital Management is here to navigate the inherent risks of the market while helping you meet your financial goals. If you hadn't had a financial review in a while, or you would like a second opinion, I encourage you to give me a call at 855-611-BEST. That's 855-611-2378.
This is Bill Gunderson, CEO and Chief Investment Officer at Gunderson Capital Management. During my career in the industry, I've talked with thousands of investors. Everyone has their own unique level of risk, tolerance, and objectives for their investments. On the one hand, they all know that they need either income or growth, but they have no specific plan to achieve it. That is why we have developed 4 different custom portfolios that address these issues. Having all your money in cash may be a good sleep-at-night solution, but you're losing out to the inflation termites daily. The next step up on the risk ladder would be holding an individual bond portfolio. The next rung up from that would be our dividend and growth portfolio. This portfolio is made up of high-quality stocks that pay a dividend or still growing their earnings. From there, we have our premier and ultra growth portfolios. These are custom designed and meticulously managed to give you the opportunity for growth during your accumulation years. To talk to us about a custom design, you can call us at 855-611-BEST or visit our website at gundersoncapital.com. All right. Welcome back here to the final segment of the Best Stocks Now Radio Hour. I think it's going to be a very good year for China stocks. I own several, and they've been doing quite well here recently. There's a few down at the other end of the spectrum. Those small cap stocks that have caught my interest, and I'm just going to mention these three stocks here right now. Number one, Luckin Coffee, LK. They have now passed Starbucks as the coffee chain with the most outlets in China. The China company ended 2019 with 4,500 locations open. Luckin is not a direct competitor with Starbucks in many markets as it focuses on a much smaller format in more remote regions than Starbucks. But it has now gone up 120% since its IPO last May. But I think that's a significant event. Well, there's some growth there to be had in China, right? You come up with a growth idea, and it's massive. LK, Luckin Coffee, has now passed Starbucks as the coffee chain with the most outlets in China. Okay, number two. I keep my eye on NIO. Well, look, okay, what is... I promised myself I was not going to mention Tesla today, but I kind of have to here. Tesla is currently trading at $445 per share. NIO, which makes electric cars, is $3.85 per share. Okay, so it's down there on the speculative scale, no doubt about that. NIO is take a look at their website. Those are some really nice-looking electric cars. This company went public at $13 and it's drifted lower, but all of a sudden it's starting to catch a bid. It's a $4 billion market cap company. It had a good day on Friday, and it's up again a little bit here today as they had a very robust December delivery update. William Bin Lee is the founder, chairman, and chief executive officer of NIO. He said our sales also benefited from the expansion of our sales network through the continued launch of more efficient NIO spaces. Well, once again, I mean, there's a lot of growth opportunity in China. The third one is Billy. Why in the heck? You got to own this if you're named Bill. Billy. My mother, boy, if I heard her say Billy, I used to run, man. I'd hide. Billy is it's a internet content type of company. A very good chart showing up on my A+ momentum list. But getting some comments here from a pretty big firm, Citigroup. See, the symbol is Billy, B-I-L-I. Citigroup sees the potential for meaningful user group for Billy from content that includes esports and live streaming. Analyst Hillman Chan over at Citigroup calls Billy one of the few China internet names that enjoys the luxury of spending all they can to drive user growth. Well, yeah, that's a big advantage. Anyways, Citigroup reiterates its buy rating on Billy. The company has a very bullish average sell-side rating. which means most analysts very bullish on the stock. And that is a very bullish chart on Billy, B-I-L-I. Okay, well, the 2-week offer is still intact until the end of January to get all 4 of my portfolios. What's in them? I did a little bit of shuffling in the first week of January. Maybe doing a little bit more shuffling this week. I've got my large cap growth. I've got my dividend and growth. I've got my ultra growth, which is a lot of small and mid caps. And then I've got the speculative, the emerging growth stories where a Billy or a Luckin would fit. So I have a lot of fun here. I love searching for stocks, using the app to narrow it down. And boy, I'll tell you what, I found some good ones over the years. You can look at how the portfolios did last year. You can get 2 free weeks of the client newsletter or the live trading newsletter, the full access to my potent Best Stocks Now app, and what else? Oh, on the live trading alerts, that I send out during the day. I've sent out one so far today. I sent out one saying the sell-off in the market has been very mild so far. That was right at about the open of the market. Well, now that the show's over, or almost over, I got a lot of stocks to look at. I'm going to be on my A-plus momentum list first. Then I'll go over to my holdings, look at them. And then I'll go through my top 250. And then I also flag good charts. When I see a good chart, I flag it. I've got about another 200 in that list right now. So we'll have a full day of looking, eyeballs on charts, and if we see anything, if we buy anything, if we sell anything, I'll send out a live trading alert. There's quite a bit of activity because I chose to, keep everybody posted on all 4 portfolios. I know Kramer, his action alerts, he's got a portfolio that he does very little trading in. And it's mostly like General Electric and Citigroup and Bank of America and whatnot. Well, I chose to give folks a little more action. There's 4 different portfolios that you can, match to your risk tolerance. And if you say, you know what, I don't have time to do this, why don't you just have a look at my portfolio? And if I like what I see, you can manage my portfolio, Gunderson. I want to be part of it. Your firm. We've got Barry Kite, who is a certified financial planner, chartered financial analyst. Paul, who helps me manage the portfolios and also is an expert in fixed income. I know that on Friday the bond fund hit a new all-time high, and I would imagine today the same thing. Very low volatility for those of you who just can't stomach the volatility of the stock market. You can reach us at 855-611-BEST, 855-611-BEST, or go to the website, sign up for the 2-week free trial. I've never done this before in my 22 years in the business. Go to GundersonCapital.com. All right, well, market is definitely recovering from its early losses here. It continues to strengthen as we speak. This is Bill Gunderson. Have a great day, everybody.
This show is not a solicitation to buy or sell any securities. Bill Gunderson or clients of Gunderson Capital Management may have long or short positions in stocks mentioned during the show. Gunderson Capital Management is a fee-based registered investment advisory firm. All accounts are held at Ameritrade. Ameritrade is a member of SIPC and FINRA.